Today we have Jenny with us, and Jenny was one of my first people that I followed on Twitter. It was like 2017, I think, and I were really not active on Twitter. I posted like one tweet per month, or maybe each 3 months. But now in the late months, I've been quite more active, and I'm happy to meet you. We have talked already some days ago, but we were like 9 people, so it was kind of different. How are you, Jenny?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. It has been a quite busy day. How was your day?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. I've been doing a bit of work for a client, and then I did a little stream where I just needed to add a new section to one of my blogs, so I decided to stream that to try out the Zoom YouTube API, and that worked quite well.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, and I'm very glad that when I pushed to master, it actually updated the live website, which was great. Always great when things work.
Yeah, I'm really happy too, because I feel the struggle when you finally can push, and yeah, the world shines when you finally push, and the day is over. Yeah, I can feel the sensation. So yeah, so really happy about that. Yeah, so we are here to talk about, if you want, about your road being a developer, because I noticed that it's something that is really interesting for people. So, how you became? Did you do something different before? What is your path?
So I completed my information security degree in 2017. We didn't really get taught any coding at all there. However, we did need to use coding for one of our modules, and that was cryptology. So we had to create a set of algorithms. So starting off very basic with the modular greatest common denominator, and then a few other small algorithms, and then we had to put them together to create an RSA algorithm, and then also after that a cipher blockchain. So there were 5 tasks there, and I decided to do that in Python because I hadn't done any programming before it, and the university didn't actually teach us any programming before it. So they just wanted us to use languages that we either knew or that were easy to pick up on a mathematical level, because it was pure maths. But from there, I was in contact with somebody, and I told them about how well I'd done in this assignment. And they were actually running a startup, and they wanted to hire me as a technician to pretty much teach me to code and have me work on a Ruby on Rails application. So my first graduate role was working on an intrusion detection system written in C on the back end, controlled by a front end on Ruby on Rails. Well, web application, so it was full stack, but that was written in Ruby on Rails, and it connected to files in C that were like little tools that did the intrusion detection. But from there, I went into another role where I was a trainee software engineer. And while I learned a lot in my time in roles, like how to work in a team, that kind of thing, I've got dyslexia, so I struggle to learn in certain ways, and learning through the internet is actually quite difficult for me. So I decided to go back to uni to study a master's degree in software engineering, and that was a year ago now. So I went to the National Software Academy, and they covered web applications, Java fundamentals, UX, agile, machine learning, and I'm going to miss one. And anyway, I have missed one. But the basics that you need to be a software engineer, DevOps, that's the one I missed, DevOps.
Oh, no, you didn't have to forget about the DevOps, please. No, because I like it.
I don't know. Anyway, so that was a absolutely great course, and that's where I am now, having just finished that. But one thing I found was that through the in the time that I've been a developer, I feel that there's a massive lack in people learning about secure coding. So that's kind of where I am now, trying to hopefully teach people to write better secure code. Hope that's okay for
nice.
a brief explanation of my time.
No, nice. It's a very interesting story because you made already a lot of things. So I think that you already have a good knowledge, I think, because you've tried different technologies. I think that it's important to try different technologies. And there is a technology that you like the most. Which is the part that you like the most in development?
So I've really taken a liking to web applications that use Python. Mm-hmm. So I really like Flask, and I also get along quite well with Django. I do know quite a few languages, but I think because Python was the first language I learned, going back to it really was quite nostalgic to me, so I loved that. When it comes to front end, I really like VueJS. I just love being able to template and split things up, and it's just such a clever framework.
Nice. So do you have a favorite framework? For how much time have you used, for example, VueJS? Have you used it for how many time?
So VueJS, I learned it when I was a trainee software engineer, so I used it while I was there. Mm-hmm. And then while I was at university, the second time I had a software engineering job on the side. After being in the degree for 3 months, I got a job on the side. And they used VueJS, so I was working with it for I think I worked there 6 months before getting made redundant due to COVID. So 2 days a week for 6 months, I was working on a mixture of Symfony using PHP, so that's a web framework, and VueJS on the front end.
Oh, nice, very nice. For example, I didn't know about the VueJS thing. I don't know why. Maybe you did more about Python. I don't know. Maybe I missed your tweet. But yeah, I have another question. Have you learned, because you say that you started with Python and Ruby on Rails. So but when you decided to learn VueJS, have you just started with that framework, or have you started to learn with JavaScript before? How was the process learning VueJS? If you just tried without use? Yeah.
So I actually started by refactoring VueJS code that already existed. So I did really learn Vue syntax before I learned JavaScript. Mm-hmm. But when I left the job as a trainee, I started going through Freecodecamp's front-end modules. So I did then go through the whole from scratch, HTML, CSS, and then the JavaScript module. So then I did learn JavaScript from scratch there, and then things from Vue kind of started clicking and making more sense.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So you took a look before, and then you decided to take a step back and do the free code. I think this has been a really good idea. I think to get a step back to really get an understanding of what was happening maybe behind the scenes. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I took quite a liking to vanilla JavaScript, actually trying to understand exactly what was happening. And I think I've got it on CodePen. I might make it public. I think I actually made a template in script in JavaScript that worked in a not the same way as Vue, but in a very basic templating way, so I could understand what was happening in JavaScript frameworks behind the scenes. I do like understanding things at low levels.
I think this has been a perfect exercise, just to get the understanding. You don't need to reinvent VueJS from scratch, of course, but by doing something that with vanilla JavaScript, just to understand why should we use a framework, I think this is the key concept. Yeah.
Oh yeah, how fiddly it was really made me realize just how much Vue and other JavaScript frameworks are needed. Yeah. Because it's really difficult to write things like that in vanilla.
Yeah, but that's why a new JavaScript framework is released every day. That's why, because they try to make the things simple for the user or developers. Yeah, and I think they'll keep coming. I think every week there is a new one, which is of course is the best one. It's the best JavaScript framework ever. Yeah, but it's part of the game. I think that if you get the basics, and for example, if you understand how VueJS works, you can easily understand how a different framework can work, I think. So you already have a solid knowledge about Python. So yeah, and was it difficult for you to use different languages? For example, when you use, because for example, many developers, included me, I also use Python, but for example, for a full stack for a full stack project, I'll go all stack with JavaScript, for example. But this is because I'm used to do that. So will you find problems in using different languages, or it's fine for you?
Apart from like the random semicolon here and there where it shouldn't be, I actually find it quite easy to jump between different projects and different frameworks. But that's mainly because I've purposefully done it that way, where I'm always working on multiple different stacks at the same time to stop myself picking up and getting used to any one language at any one point. So I think it's that purposeful push that I've put in to make sure that I don't get habits. I do like to keep multiple projects going at the same time.
Yes, this is very nice. Yeah, and now I'd like to talk a little bit about your current projects. What are you currently doing? Yeah, because for example, I didn't know all of these sort of things that you have worked before. So I'd like to know what are you currently doing, even in old days, as side projects, like that.
So I've probably the easiest one to explain would be my imposter syndrome blog. It's a set of vlogs where I talk about mental health, and there's only 3 of them up so far, but it does have a website to go with it, which is impostersyndrome.blog, and it's just kind of like a 90s girls theme blog that's, you know, one HTML page, very basic, but it's cute and it makes me happy when I work on it. So that's one of them, and making the videos for that, I really do speak like about issues very like you know, very personal for me, but I know that I help others by doing it, so yes, it's really worth it. And then there's my dissertation project, which was a sentiment analysis microservice using a Flask a Flask microservice that's used for sentiment analysis, and it uses an API. So once I get my grade back for that, that's got an MIT license, and that'll be made open source, because I want to work on it to make it more secure and to reduce the bottlenecks. And then there's I've got one website that's actually just written in basic PHP. It's actually not really publicly available as me. It's done under a pseudonym, which I use for writing, because I am actually writing a book, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to release it as me or under my pen name yet. So I do have a blog that's written under my pen name, and that's been created in, like I said, basic PHP, but I do get warnings saying it's insecure. So I will have to rewrite that to use Symfony or Laravel at some point, but it's just something I need to get around to. And then just a lot of my projects are just me messing around with things. I've got a single page application I've just created that at the moment is just displays the Vue label, but the point in that project was to figure out how to get a Vue single page application working on Netlify. So I got it's a really simple pipeline, but making sure you're in the right directory for it to actually NPM is just a pain. Like, NPM is awful. So I was quite proud of that, but I am going to do something with that. And then my my main website, which looks absolutely awful at the moment, it's jennypots.co.uk. I'm going to be turning that into a single page application. At the moment, I think it just uses Bootstrap 3, and it's just a very basic website, but I do want to revamp that and make it look nice, because that'll be for my freelancing work. I probably missed some out. I'd have to look through my my repos, but yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And I'd like to, I've seen that recently you started to make some videos. I love this topic, because this touches me really close, because I started like 2 months and a half. I still remember the day, because it was the 7th of August when I did that running strange video. But do you remember the day of your first video? Is the channel new? You created it from zero? Because I've seen that you posted some videos in the weeks, but what can you say about that?
The channel's existed for quite a while, because I planned on doing something with it for quite a while. But the first video went up about a month ago. But I was originally going to have the Imposter Syndrome series as its own channel on YouTube, but I decided to then bring it into the Jenny Potts channel. So the original Imposter Syndrome video was actually recorded, the first one was actually recorded back in June or July. So that's been uploaded, even though it was recorded ages ago. But yeah, I think my first upload was something like the 28th of October. No, September, so just over a month ago. I think it's doing okay. There's nine videos up at the moment.
Yes, I watched them. Yeah, and I really feel the people that are getting started with making videos, because for me, for example, it was very difficult. I don't know if for you it has been the same, but I'm doing this kind of video calls, and I'm getting a stronger connection with people that and I love to do that. And now I discovered that a lot of them, they just when they were really shy in the beginning, so they felt the same problems that I felt in the beginning. I think that I still feel now, but now maybe a bit less, because I'm getting used slowly by taking with all of you, all the people that I already love on Twitter. So it's a different kind of communication for me. Also, yeah, to don't just type all day long. My fingers are tired to type and chat every day. So it's something that I thought that this was just for me. Instead, now I know that a lot of people that get started on YouTube, and they have similar problems. So do you feel comfortable? Do you still need to push a bit yourself? Because for example, for me, it was like that. So in the beginning, to make videos with your camera, in the beginning it's a bit strange. It's really strange. It's different. So how do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel now? Because we are just doing this. We are talking about this, but how do you feel? For example, from the first video, if you can remember. For example, now that you have already done quite of them, do you feel different or the same?
So it was a lot more effort than I thought to get a good video first time. I know I did this video for FemTechConf and it took me a good probably 6 hours to get the video that I sent into them. Well, when you wing it, you kind of just accept that there are some problems with it when you do it live. But when you're sending them a video, you want it to be perfect. And I guess one of the things I've had to accept is that I'm not going to be perfect, but people follow me for me, not for perfection. And I guess that's why I uploaded the video yesterday of me singing where I completely mess up and it's a practice shot, but it shows that I'm trying and that a good video will be up soon. So I guess my main issue was getting over the need to be perfect, because I wasn't going to manage to upload anything that was perfect. But I do actually have another channel from when I was very little. I was probably about 15 and I was uploading singing videos. They're all hidden now. All the videos are hidden. But I do still have that channel. I only uploaded 2 or 3. But
yeah, no, for me, I've never uploaded. So you beaten me in your 15. You've beaten me already. Yeah, because before this, and I had this goal. In 2020, I said, okay, in this year, I need to publish 1 video. This was the goal of this year. I think that I've done this, maybe a bit longer, but yeah, because do you see that camera? I bought that camera like 10 years ago. And 10 years ago, I said, no, now I want to make video. And each year, I said, okay, this year I need to make a video. And this lasted 10 years. And I think that something that was really helped me, it has been using social media, Twitter, also talk with you. So I think that this helps a lot, because now people see me and say, oh, you are so social person, but it has not been all the time like this. So yeah, and I'm sorry if I wasn't so active in 2017, because I thought that I follow you like it's like 3 years, but for me before this year, social medias were just a waste of time. Okay, I just want to relax, just want to see something, and that's it. Instead, from January, February, I changed my mindset. So I said, okay, now I got so much from the developer community. I want to give back, starting making blog posts, tweet almost every day, and this helped me a lot. I don't know if I can define myself a content creator still, but I'm getting there. Before I didn't really create something. I was just watching tutorials, maybe build something, but I never created something for the community. So maybe I have this feeling that I need to now to create something to give to the other. And I feel very well now, because it's good to share your knowledge. It also helps you to get a better understanding of what you are doing. So yeah, do you think about that?
you definitely are a content creator, by the way.
Oh wow, okay. If you say that, I'll I'll save this clip, and when I need someone to say that, yeah, because it's not really a magic. So you just need to get started. For me, for example, I started by making some very small blog posts, for example. Now I've switched a bit more about videos because I've discovered that I like to do them. Maybe I also will start making some blog again, but it's not about the blog or video. I think it's more about to do that. So if you want to, then if you are more used to do videos, you can do videos, then you can do articles, podcasts, of course. But yeah, it changed my mindset. So I think that I've used Twitter and socials in a proper way in the latest months. And so this changed also me. This was really, I feel a really great improvement this year. Yeah, I'm working maybe on what I'm the worst. So so communication, socials, I'm really practicing on pronunciation little by little because yeah. So and I'd like to know if you have any plans for the future. Do you actually plan your future? Because this is something that I ask, and I discovered that we not. For example, I don't plan so much, but do you have some plans, some goal? I'd love to know that.
So my nearest goal is to release a course on API security on my YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. So I touched a lot on API security during my dissertation project, and I actually found it really difficult to figure out exactly what made a secure API. So the idea is to create a free YouTube course that everyone can afford because it's free, and teach people how to write secure code by going through the creation of an API, probably in Flask, and then talking them through what it is that makes a secure API and how to make a secure API up front rather than adding the security in afterwards. So that's my nearest goal.
Oh, I love that. Please let me know when you release these kind of videos, because I'm full of messages, my timeline it keeps scrolling. So sometimes I lost something that I'd like to watch and I'd like to know. So please remember to send me a message somewhere, because yeah, I think that we should really support even the little content creators. We should do that, because I think that this is what makes our developer community so good, so friendly. Something that I noticed that we help each other, and for when one of us has some problem, if you post that problem, someone will help you. Yeah, I think things like GitHub would never exist if we were not like that. If this community were not like that, we were so close, close in the mind, it would be impossible for them to exist. So this is please remember to do that, because yeah. So and do you know about your social media experience? I'd like to know if you have something that you want to say, anything you want about that. I don't know if you use any other social media, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, about that.
So I use Twitter, which is @JennyPops.
I know.
I also have a training enthusiast Twitter, and I use that account name for quite a few things. So it's called Jenny on Rails, which is a pun on Ruby on Rails, and it's also obviously to do with trains. Yeah. So I absolutely love using that Twitter account, because the Rail family are so different to the tech family, but there's also a lot of people who are crossover, but they're like the best kind of people, so friendly, so supportive, and I love that. And I'm going to be starting, oh, I missed out my main project. It's it is Jenny on Rails, so it's going to be a Ruby on Rails blog engine that's going to run Jenny on Rails. So when I actually get around to that, that is actually going to be documented on Dev2 and probably in live streams too. So I really look forward to actually getting around to that. But the point in that was that I was going to travel around the UK, recording myself, doing vlogs, but that's really difficult right now because we are under lockdown.
We forget. I forgot to tell where are you from. Yeah, you are from Wales.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. I've never been to Wales. I'd love to come to it. But do you live there? Do you actually live there now? Yeah. Yeah, because sometimes I see maybe the state where you're from, maybe you instead live in a different place. But yeah, I'd really love to come there because I love the Ireland, Scotland. I'd love to come there because I really love the landscape from there.
Oh, it's gorgeous. There's mountains everywhere. I love it.
Yeah.
Like I'm in the centre of Cardiff now, so we're quite far from the mountains. But where I used to live, it's actually not that far north from here. It's more east, so it's closer to England. But we had an ancient woodlands like behind our house, which was a 3-minute walk away, and I absolutely loved having that. I used to go up the woods every night. I knew the woods like the back of my hand. You could put me anywhere in that woodland, and I would know my way home. Like off the tracks and everything. I loved it there.
Nice. Yeah. So thank you, Jenny. So we'll talk about your journey, your channel. So I think that I'd love to have you again, maybe in the future, But thank you very much for being here. Because I think that sharing your experience could help that really help someone else. Maybe just if we can help maybe just one person with this sort of video, I think it's already enough. So
Definitely.
I'm really happy to have you here. And after these years, well, I was not that active, but after that I followed, so years ago, and now we are here talking finally. Yeah, we just need the only step forward just to meet in person, but we are already. I think this is different. I love to do that. Yes, and I see that a lot of people. I think everyone loves this and. For the last question, it would be: Do you like this video? Would you like to change something? Have you watched anything? What can you say about this? Because I'm really in the beginning part. I think this is the 11th video that I'm recording. So this start is strange because this started just for fun. I did this video call with Adrian. It was really awesome. His video setup was really awesome. It's like being in one of his videos. And now I did another call and then another call. Then I started, okay, maybe this could be something, because I started just for fun, and I don't know why I am here now, because it lasted just 10 days. And now I have so many people that send me messages and they say, okay, please, I want to come to talk with you. And I'm also contacting a lot of people. So this is it's something, I don't know. So what do you think about that?
It's awesome. It's really great. Like, you're speaking to so many different people from different backgrounds to show that developers are so diverse. It's not just the people who do a computer science degree. And also computer science, while they make some great programmers, their computer science and software engineering aren't the same things.
Thank you. So thank you. I think I'll keep going, at least for a while. I don't have. I have one idea. Maybe in the future I will reveal this. But so thank you really for coming, for being a part of this, because without you, this would not be possible. So to come here. It's this. I think this is also a way to make us show, so people can, if people see our tweets, maybe if they watch those videos, maybe they can see who we are, how we act in front of a camera. Even if you are a bit shy, for example, for me, it's okay. It's we don't have to be perfect. I'm not an actor. I'm not a journalist. Just a people who talks in front of a camera. Yeah, and I think this is maybe the thing that people like. That is not really perfect. Okay, I bought a new camera. Okay, but that's not the yeah yeah. And so thank you, Jenny. And yeah, okay. Bye bye. Bye.